Is there money in rugby? Two questions which I have. One is there money in rugby? Not as much as in cricket, I well understand that. So that's not a comparison. But is there money in rugby? Should parents think of sending their children into this field and putting their all in? One. Two, role of discipline in sports. These 2 points.
Should I do the second one first?
Sure.
Role of discipline in sports or the discipline you learn in sports, the role outside? Which
Both.
one I ask?
Both.
Role of discipline in sports is taken for granted. I mean, sport is based on rules, right? So there are very clear rules and in a confined space, in a confined period of time. So there's no question. If you want this move to move ahead, you have a referee. And discipline in sport, what it does to you outside, it's incalculable. It's incalculable the ways in which it has benefited me, saved me, taught me. It's 6:59. The sun is going down. You have to leave this location and you're never going to come back to it again. You need that sunset shot. It begins to rain. It's 7 o'clock. The sun is going down at 7:03. In terms of the light, even if the sun is set, sometimes you have light. Light, your guy said, your TOP has said, I can't do this after, in the next 2-3 minutes if you don't take the shot. We will not be able to use this shot. And it's raining. And it stops. And you have a minute left. You have two options. One is to be calm and spend the previous 2 minutes telling everybody, as soon as I say shoot, you all know what to do. You have to do it faster than you've ever done before. Or at 7:02, you can start shouting to everybody to get things done. You have to decide which is the more fruitful way where you can possibly manage to can this shot. That's it. So discipline teaches you, the true discipline is to be very still at the toughest moments. Even if it is for 10 seconds, that stillness is all you need to say, okay, I'm ready. We can go for it. So the danger signals with me as a human being is when I become very still. Because then there's something that's going to happen which is not going to be nice. You know what I mean?
I get it.
It's that.
Yeah.
And the first part, there are 760 odd districts. This answer will take 2-3 minutes, so please be patient with me.
Absolutely.
There are 760 districts in this country, approximately. Rugby is played in 322. 40% of India's districts play rugby. Nobody knows.
Okay.
Each district is about 2 million people. 322 districts is quite easily 600 million people.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't know it was that big. Why don't I know that it was big?
Because we're not on mass media. You've never seen us on television. You've never seen us in a big way online.
Yeah.
That's why you don't know. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it fall?
Jungle Raja Moor kisne dekha? I got my idioms wrong.
Yeah. So, who plays it? Are you going to ask me? Okay, fine. Even if I don't know about it, who plays it? How come we don't know? So if you go to 322 districts of India and you just shout rugby, किसी ना किसी का हाथ ऊपर आ जाएगा. तो कौन खेल रहा है? The poorest of the poor. This is not a boast. This is a reality. This game is played by the poorest of the poor. We don't do a caste census or anything like that. But if you asked, I would reckon it's the absolute bottom layer of the pyramid. In the Rashtriya Janjatiya Khel that the Honorable Prime Minister had the first edition in 2023 in Bhubaneswar, 15 rugby teams were from 15 tribal rugby teams from 15 states we had. They were like, this is not a foreign sport. I said, no, it's as indigenous as Kabaddi now.
Okay.
So it's played by the poorest of the poor and no city plays it.
And it's called rugby everywhere?
Yeah. So today, what is the option for a rugby player in this country who's from a village? Like captain of the Indian women's rugby team, of course, she's injured now. Hoopy is a tribal girl from Odisha. I'll show you photographs.
And Naveen Patnaik played a role or something, some weird memory that he hosted it or something in Orissa. What is it?
Odisha has, for the last 20 years, hosted a lot of world caliber events across many disciplines. Rugby is one of them. They had an under 18, Asians under 18 that they hosted. So in that respect, it's a different topic, but I think the understanding of soft power through sport has really been very well understood.
Which states play it most?
26 states.
Yeah.
Out of 37.
But it's popular across the country and...
Maharashtra.
Okay.
Odisha. Bihar. Haryana. Bengal. These are best performing, I'm telling you, the best performing states. But penetration, Kerala, Rajasthan. Come with me. I'll take you.
So is it the same in UK too? Is it that the...
Completely different.
Okay.
Everywhere else, rugby has started at the very poshest layers of society, upper layers,
So
and if it percolates,
completely wrong.
yeah, and if it absolutely, and if it percolates, it's percolated later. There are some countries where the sport has percolated to the grassroots of what I'm talking to you about. But in India, it is now a grassroots, rural hinterland, and even in urban areas. Some of our national players have come from, I don't want to use the word slums, but very poor areas outside Jaipur.
Okay. Is it because you don't need really expensive equipment like in golf or something like that?
Two reasons. And if you want, I can tell you the two reasons.
Sure.
They're very interesting. India gravitated, middle class, upper middle class, Smita Prakash, Delhi, these gravitated towards sports where India was becoming famous. Chess, Vishy Anand, Saina Sindhu, Sania, Leander Mahesh, even to the extent of nowadays Aditya Ashok in golf, Satvik Chirag, right? We don't know so much about the archers because you see them once every 4 years. I'm talking about every day. So middle class and upper middle class India gravitated correctly, rightfully to badminton, tennis, squash to a certain extent, definitely chess, etc., table tennis, etc. So there was that migration that happened. The few people who played rugby were like, why should we break our nose for free? Not everybody is me. Bhad mein jaye, even your parents will say, yaar, kya kar rahe ho? Play something less violent. The second reason is that as soon as this shift began to happen, there was an NGO called Jungle Crows that was beginning to do work at the largest tribal school in the world, the Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences in Bhubaneswar. 30,000 children, tribal children, schooled, fed, clothed, housed for free from grade 1 to grade 12.
Amazing.
Their breakfast table is a football field. They said, will you come for breakfast? I thought, they have 3 seatings of 10,000 children each.
Yeah.
So Wankhede Stadium is 30,000 people. Imagine every day.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Jungle Crows went there to teach the joy of sport and what it can do in your education. He, the founder, was a rugby fan. So one day out of his bag he took out this misshapen ball and tossed it to the kids. And Abhay Deol has done a film about this called Jungle Cry. And the kids came back and said, we tried to make this ball round, it's not coming round. So he laughed. Long story short, in 6 months or a few months later, they won the World School Rugby Games.
Oh,
These tribal kids.
amazing.
South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, France, England. They won it. That's when, as a federation, and I was not part of the federation in terms of management, it was 2003, 2004, picked up and said, by design now, can we reach out to, not just tribals, but can we reach out to these, can we now start to seed? And that seeding has been, and we are carrying on that beautiful torch that was lit by others before me, before us as a board, and we're just carrying that torch on to this. So, what are the pathways for these kids? What could be the pathways? तुम किसी जिले में हो, क्या pathway होगा आपके पास? आप अपने districts के लिए खेलोगे, उसके बाद अपने राज्य के लिए खेलोगे, nationals. उसके बाद अगर गोल्ड सिल्वर ब्रॉन्ज मिलता है तो महाराष्ट्र में शिव छत्रपति अवार्ड मिलता है, दिल्ली में क्या होता है आई डोंट नो, व्हाटएवर, ईच स्टेट हैज़ देयर अवार्ड्स. 1-2 लाख मिल जाएंगे, 3-4 लाख मिल जाएंगे. नेशनल गेम्स में आप आएंगे, टॉप 8 टीम्स विल प्ले नेशनल गेम्स, खेलो इंडिया यूथ गेम्स, इसमें भी आपको मुनाफा होगा अगर आपको स्वर्ण, रजत या कांस्य पदक मिलता है तो. उसके अलावा क्या मिलेगा? Government jobs. So there's a big push that we've been making. And we can't do it centrally, right?
Yeah.
पुलिस में भर्ती होगे तो बिहार की पुलिस में या उड़ीसा के पोस्टल सर्विस में या महाराष्ट्र के लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स में, जहाँ पे भी. So to get the state governments to start creating a recognition कि rugby is one of the eligible sports for players to get jobs.
Okay.
Which we've done. Now it's 6-7 states are happening.
Super.
That's another way out. But finally, it's about money. It's about financial. Forget about a poor parent. Even you will say, beta, stand on your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
No matter what you do, don't come back to me for money. It's not, don't be financially self-sufficient. That's what they think. And for them, it's a question of life and death.
Absolutely.
So, as a federation, we began to pay our players who would make the national camp. हमारे 1500 players में से, the 35, I'm taking all ages across the entire country who play the nationals, or 1600 players, the 35 from each of these four 280, no, 350 into 40, so into 140 players who make the national camps in under 18 boys and girls, under 20 boys and girls. So say about 220 players, we're paying them now, last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
कि 5 weeks के national camp में पहले हफ्ते में इतना पैसा, दूसरे हफ्ते में इतना पैसा, तीसरे हफ्ते में इतना, चौथे में इतना, पांचवें में इतना, if you play for India itna, and these are the bonuses. So now a boy or a girl or a man or a woman who plays rugby at the national level is going home with about 40 to 60,000 rupees per camp.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.